Hello and welcome to the Long View with me, Jon Jordan. Today we're doing a first time user experience video where we play a game for the very first time to see the flow. We've got this, we're playing Guns of Glory from Funplus, and we've already got the push notification prompt on iOS. This is going to be shown once. If I get this straight away, I think it's kind of quite rude. This should be integrated into the tutorial flow, so I always say don't allow. It's very actually common in Asian developed games that they tend to put this push notification thing prompt first, maybe a cultural thing, but for Western developers and for Western audiences you really want to integrate it better into the tutorial so people have played a bit of the game. Okay, so bit of random story here, and our first battle. I won't skip this because we're kind of supposed to be playing this for the first time. So and we've got these airships coming in. I'm not pressing any buttons or anything. I don't quite know what's supposed to happen here. Climb on. I don't even know which side I am. Am I the blue side? Don't know. Okay. Bit of a wait while we unpack resources, whatever that means. Okay, so we can see from this game, looking a bit like a Game of War type game, although in a landscape aspect ratio rather than a portrait one that the Game of War games tend to have. My airship is the greatest weapon, my greatest weapon. Build a lumber, so we're going to go lumber yard and probably gold mine, farms, that kind of stuff. Yeah, okay. So we're going to build lumber, build a barrack. So we're going to very much go through the tutorial thing of pressing where we're told to press, not really thinking about what's going on. I don't know why these games do this. It's kind of well, I know why they do it. They do it to get you to start to understand how the game works, but it's you have no agency in it. You're just kind of pressing kind of randomly. Tips: build 2 farms. So let's build some farms that build obviously food, which is you have these resources that you need. So at the moment we've got food and wood at the top, haven't we? Build 2 farms. I've done that one. What's this? Build 2 farms, so I get rewards. Build a stables. At the start of these games, you have quite a lot of stuff to do all the time. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Looking at kingdoms. Okay. And the other problem with the tutorial is it really stops you doing stuff what you want to do, because it really wants you to, show you in its way what you want to be doing. What am I supposed to be doing here? So I'm going to attack this one. I'm going to occupy that one with the troops I've just got. Okay, upgrade my castle. So you can see in the outside our base there's these rat kings. Obviously we can be fighting those in no time. My castle needs to be upgraded. Where is my castle? Yeah, okay. Over there. That's not shown very well. That's not very obvious. Is that my castle? And there, where the big pointy hand is. Is that the castle? Yeah, okay, it's hard to choose. Okay, so that one's done. Build a military tent near my farm. So do I have to go outside of where I am? I've leveled up. This is the one thing about these games where you do go through this very quick leveling up process. There's lots of things to do, and then you kind of get stuck because there's not. Then you have to wait. There's a lot of time-based waiting when you're upgrading things. When you get a bit further in the game, but the opening kind of hour or so is just very busy, just building all these buildings, and then starting to level them up. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing in this area here. Oh, here I'm building. I have to say the UI in this game is pretty confusing. There's just lots of stuff on the screen everywhere, and I can't zoom in. What's that gold? Can I pick up? I can't pick up that gold. Oh, okay. Oh, this is the bank. Okay, this is interesting. So, Final Fantasy 15, there was this nice thing where you had a bank and you could put your gold in it and you got interest. But I can't. Seems it's not. Is it? Oh, can I? Oh, I have to buy gold to do that. So that's an interesting monetization situation. What am I doing? Upgrading this one. Free. Build a military tent. Okay, so this is my quests. Build a military tent. So these games really work around guilds and alliances. VIP activation. I mean, that's very a lot of games have that now, but equally very big in Chinese mobile games to have that. I can't build. I'm going to do 30. I don't think that's going to work. Upgrade my walls. So we're going very much through the typical upgrade process. There's a join an alliance. Okay, so very quickly it'll try and get me into doing those things. Upgrade my castle again. That's going to take 10 minutes. Troops have returned from gathering. Now, where do I don't quite know. There's so much on the screen, I don't really know what to do now. Well, I am upgrading my castle, so I have to wait. I've claimed that. Just a little bit too much, I think. A little bit. I mean, these games tend to be very overwhelming at the start. I am overwhelmed. I'm not a massive fan of these games. I've played them all a little bit. Played Final Fantasy 15 quite a lot. But really, unless you're in an alliance, and a good alliance, and then you're spending money and spending a lot of time, these games do not really work for kind of casual players, which is what I tend to be. I think we'll leave it there. That's long enough. I think in the first time user experience videos, we just get a feel of the flow, the opening flow of the game, what the kind of game is about. This clearly is a Game of War type game with a bit of steampunk, I guess, airships, and looks like we do have yeah, very much the kind of things we would expect to see in this kind of game. Graphically a bit busy, I think, for me, partly because this is maybe in landscape mode, partly because the graphics are just very big and you can't really skate. You know, it just looks a bit too much in my face. So there we go. That's enough of this. Thanks for watching. This is the long view where we play free-to-play mobile games and do videos about them. So don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. We do a lot with this first-time user experience flow thing, but also about other games that we play for a bit longer. Talk a bit about retention and things we like as well. So don't forget to subscribe, and hope to see you again soon.